I hear you on that. I want to go to some of the comments and I want to throw it out to you guys because I don't want to leave these too long. Forget all the fouls that happened in the game. If you think that Beto fouled Konate, you should seriously think about watching another sport.
How can I forget about the fouls in the game when that's literally the premise of my argument?
Go look at every single Luis Diaz foul this game.
Everton had 20 free kicks. Okay. We had 6. Everton had 20. We had 6.
Okay. That tells you only need to know 20 to 6.
Can I play devil's advocate for a minute here? So this is me being host, not making a statement.
Don't be the devil.
No, I have to play the devil's advocate but I have to declare it because there are some silly toaster people that watch these shows that go, Terry asked a question, that means he believes it. Some of the pushes that you're talking about, isn't it fair to say that in the box there's always a higher threshold than in other parts of the pitch? And that's why the one on Konate wasn't given.
Did I not say it's a foul given the context of this game? That's it. Because the problem, okay, so I'll give you a perfect example. The Robertson push where he done this to Idris Kanagay. This is considered a push. If Oliver didn't give that and didn't give the Konate one, we'll understand.
What part of the pitch was that in, though? I'm asking that question. When he pushes Konate. I think
it was like halfway line.
In middle of the park. This is my point. No, that's not my point. It's a question I'm asking, really. We see regularly those types of pushes and fouls in the middle of the park given. We rarely see them given in the box on defenders. And you never, ever, maybe 99 times, you never see them given as penalties in the other direction. We all know, rightly or wrongly, there is a different threshold inside the box, outside the box. There's a different threshold to what a defender can do to a centre-back and what a striker can do to a defender.
That's how Oliver called the game today. That's
is it fair to say that's typically how football is done?
I have how Oliver called the game today, and the first goal shouldn't have happened to begin with.
Okay, but we've never seen consistency in the box to in midfield. Like, I don't have an issue with the second goal. Like, Tarkovsky should not have a fucking free volley in the box in the 98th minute. It's that simple. I'm not gonna turn around and say that Konate was soft. He should not be getting that volley. The ball should never be coming into the box.
It's a great goal, guys, isn't it?
Beautiful goal, but that should never happen.
Beautiful.
Should never happen, regardless of referees. Like, dude, if he had called that, I would have been like, yeah, you know what, soft call, but I don't care because I'm 9 points top.
I get that. Samuel, he wasn't booked for the push. He was booked for kicking the ball away. That's what he was booked for. He was booked for kicking the ball away. So yeah,
Robertson kicked the ball away after.
The ball away. Yeah. This here says Konate went up for the header and was pushed in the back mid-air, and the PGMOL and you lot all ignore it. Going back to Bournemouth doesn't justify the decision. I didn't mention that in the Bournemouth game. What I was talking about was the supposed foul on Mo Salah in the build-up. I've said I need to see, I don't know about you lot. The replays here in England didn't show that after the goal went in. So my head might have been down setting up the show at that time. I'm stating that we saw a foul in the build-up to the goal against Bournemouth and they didn't go back to it. I bet that's what they're going to tell us. But I'd just like to see the foul myself, right? That's what I'm saying. But the push on Konate has nothing to do with the Bournemouth game. So the reason I went back to the Bournemouth match was for a case in point as to why VAR doesn't go back. It's like the first foul for the first goal. I'm looking at the replay you've sent me, Mike. It's not a foul. However,
he doesn't even touch him.
Yeah, what I will say is that there's no recourse to change the decision. It's we have seen we have seen 100 fouls like that in the league. If you look at the angle of the ref, yeah, exactly. So it's I get why it's annoying though. This was a proper derby. What a game, drama and a fight. That was a proper rivalry. Loved it more. Love more of that is what Jerome says. Yeah, it was special. It was special. This is Liverpool the cheats. I don't know why they're saying that, but there we go. I swear,
cheated our way to a draw. Attaboy.
Yeah. I swear, Don has an Arsenal jersey with all that ref talk. Welcome to Arsenal, behalf of our fan. Sorry. Welcome to Arsenal on behalf of our fan base, Don. It's a pleasure to have you. Sit back and enjoy.
You're literally speaking to the wrong guy. I've always been fair when it comes to refereeing decisions.
Arsenal have been hard done by this season too, but like Arsenal are in panic mode right now. They're doing emergency streams because Havertz is out for the season. Is this the enemy that I'm supposed to be so petrified of coming up against me? Like the result today is the result, but 7 points is still 7 points.
The difference, right? Because Arsenal fans talk about referees all
the
point
of today's result is not being 7 points ahead. They killed our momentum. We were leaving Everton with 3 points, and
That's
Michael Oliver
one. That's one way to view it. Or you could say that this kind of result with this ending could galvanize these guys to say, you know what, fuck you, fuck the FA, fuck the PGMOL. We were hard done by. Now we're going to go for everyone's throats. Like I could flip the coin on you.
Okay,
you
no
could
problem.
say,
If that's your logic, I don't mind. I hope you're right.
it's just the opposite end, Hussam. I get your logic, but the flip side is it galvanizes you to say, ain't nobody going to hand us anything. We have to destroy everyone. We need to make it undeniable.
We'll see how we feel by this time next week. We beat Villa and Wolves. This result doesn't look as bad, but it's still a disgrace from Oliver. I'm not changing my opinion on that.
Of course, I'm not blaming you for that.
Here's the thing: when it comes to a game like this, you have to call it the same way for both teams. It's a derby, okay? If you're going to give a push here, give a push there. And it's not just the goal itself, it's the whole game. Like for a 90-minute game, like we got pushed and shoved and no fouls were given. You said it yourself, 20 fouls for Everton, 6 fouls for Liverpool. The way that
free kicks, yeah.
free kicks, yeah. Like if I showed someone who doesn't know like the result of the game today and didn't watch it, he'd think like if no one let's say someone didn't watch the Liverpool Everton game and I told him, yo, one team had 20 fouls and the other had 6, he'd probably said the other way around. He'd probably said Everton had 20 fouls because they're even the more aggressive team. But the game wasn't called the same way throughout, and that's the thing that I have a problem with. If you want to give a shove here, give it there, or don't give it at all. Referee it old school, you know. Like sometimes when referees let things go for a derby, a bit more physicality, it's okay. I don't mind that, but don't like do it one way and one way the other way. Like it just doesn't work.
I understand that. What about the calls that Everton are asking for? For instance, Bradley needing the second yellow and the potential handball from Konate. What's your take on
the handball? The handball wasn't. It was Beto who had the handball, and Bradley's first yellow is the softest thing ever. Even the announcer said it. He doesn't touch him, but the crowd goes crazy, and because the crowd goes crazy, Micheal Oliver didn't see it, but he thinks, okay, they're all going nuts. Let me just pull out a yellow card because he shoulder bumped him. He didn't even touch him. He literally shoulder bumped him. That's it.
And in reverse, I can actually claim that Idris Ganagay should have been sent off because after his yellow, he stopped a counter-attack.
He had a cynical foul. If Cody Gakpo just went down, that was a second yellow, but he tried to stay up. He tried to continue the play. Yeah. Should have gone down.
I feel the referee tonight, there were certain yellows he gave that weren't yellow. For instance, McAllister's foul on whoever it was that burst through the middle and broke through the line. That for me was more of a yellow than Conor Bradley's that came like a minute later.
Agreed.
That for me is where I'm sitting there going, well, he's obviously broke a line. You've seen the foul. It was studs showing and he touched his knee, but it was very minor contact. I just thought that was probably more of a, other than Curtis Jones's yellow, I thought that was the most yellow card foul of the night and it wasn't given. So I do agree that Oliver made some mistakes tonight. There's no doubt about it. This is so funny. This is Nick, who's a gooner. He says, the PR from my club will build a statue for Tarkowski beside Bergkamp if Liverpool bottle this.
You still need to win all of your games. Like Arsenal still need to go 14 for 14. Yeah. Like I don't understand this.
Sorry, go on, mate. No, go on.
So the problem is that Arsenal have to go perfect. Like don't get me wrong. If we would have won today, in my opinion, it would have been all over, right? But it's still, they have the gap is the margin for error for them is this big. They have very little margin for error, in my opinion. Yes, they've got injuries. Their fan base is losing the plot left, right, and centre, having emergency streams all over the place, crying about literally every. People will have disputes about the refereeing decisions today. Fair enough, but Arsenal fans have an inquest after every single game. You have people saying the difference between Liverpool and Arsenal is only based on refereeing decisions and injuries, which is a complete and utter horseshit. But that's them. And ultimately, we have it in our own hand. If we bottle it, then we are to blame and not referees. You have to overcome adversity sometimes. We didn't do it today, but I'm confident over the rest of the remaining 14 games, we'll do enough to win it. Because A, I don't think they're good enough, and B, I think we are good enough. They have to come to our place. I'm still very confident. I don't see why I should worry. I would have really liked the extra 2 points.
I'm not worried about Arsenal yet.
I'm worried about us, not Arsenal.
Even if I was worried about us, I don't. With the situation Arsenal are in, I don't think they've got it in them to do 8 points on us over the rest of the season. That's a stone cold.
We would have to collapse. Yeah. It would be us handing them 8 points.
But even if we were to collapse, like let's say we drop 14 points to end the season, I don't see where Arsenal has to go away to Nottingham Forest with no Saka, no Martinelli, no Havertz. Forest was a tough game for us. It's going to be a really tough game for Arsenal. They've got to come away to Anfield.
Who's the third red card? Jones, Slot, and who?
The assistant manager.
And we got Johnny Heitinga managing us.
Johnny Heitinga's can manage us.
Johnny Heitinga's managing us against Wolves because Arnie Slot got sent off for a handshake.
Well, it wasn't just a handshake, Tom. If you go back and you watch it, he clearly called you. See you next Tuesday. He literally walked up to him and looked him right in the eye.
Now we're sending off managers for stating facts. We're sending off managers.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. He should do that.
I'm proud of him as well. I hope he insulted like everything about Michael Oliver because it's a disgraceful thing.
You know what? As well, you know what?
I lost my head.
Like Curtis Jones deserves so much credit for what he done at the end there. Curtis Jones deserves so much credit for what he done at the end there. I'm not having any of their fucking players celebrate in front of our fans like that. I'm glad he fucking stuck it to them. Too right, he should.
I'm just surprised Nunes didn't throw a punch. I'm surprised Nunes didn't throw a punch.
Nunes, he was completely ineffectual when he came on. Didn't do anything.
Rax, why are your opinions recently? Like today, Nunes wasn't even bad. Like he actually was involved in the second goal. And now you're coming and saying, "Oh, it wasn't that." I literally have Arsenal fans agreeing with me.
If you're going to blame, anyone,
let me just read your comment from
do you think Nunes was good when he came on?
Rax, this is the enemy agreeing. Listen to this. I'm an Arsenal fan. Yes, the result benefits us, but I will not let that blind me to the fact that Oliver is a insult. We have been screwed by him so much that we expect this nonsense. I'll keep my energy consistent. You have been screwed. I knew it was over for Liverpool the moment you had Oliver in that game.
Okay, but that proves that he does have a vested interest in continuing his Oliver agenda as well, right?
Okay, but every ref has been bad. No one has had a good officiated game this season. Not a single game has been officiated properly the whole year. Every single referee should be binned. They should be going to different countries, finding different people, and getting different referees because they all suck. The VAR sucks. The referees suck. The fourth official sucks. The linesmen suck. It's like you can't do that. Ultimately, we got outdone in the midfield. We weren't able to impose ourselves throughout the full 90 minutes. That's on us. The defending, that's on us regardless of the referees. Kante should be doing better in both scenarios. Trent should be doing better. Virgil should be doing better in keeping Beto offside. I mean, he's the one who ends up keeping him on by a hair length. Also, why don't we have semi-automated? Why is that a line that's just basically arbitrarily drawn with no contact?
Mike, it gets better. It gets better. Decore was onside by the 5 centimeter give that they have in the Premier League. So if that was semi-automated, I don't know what.
I think he was off personally. I think he was off. But it is what it is.
Apparently, he was onside because the 5 centimeters of tolerance.
Yeah, look, guy. What? I get
we can't. We're just making. Tom, we don't know about stuff. We're just making stuff up, right? Maybe not.
Tom, like, listen, I understand the frustration. What I would say about a lot of things you're saying is they're fine. I would just ask for this energy, whether you get hurt or benefit from them, because this is what happened. The reason why, though, everything Mike said is true about the referees not being good, not improving, etc., is because whenever it's someone you don't like who gets hurt by them, we all join in with cry more, blame your team, accountability is the best ability. What we actually all need to do is when you got those decisions against Bournemouth the other week, you guys should have had this vim. Praise your team, celebrate the win, but have this vim for VAR. I've said it for 4 years now. Until we all come together to call them out when we benefit and when we get hurt, we're never going to force the hand of the people running it because they know they can get away with it. Because tonight, and the same will happen now, most people are going to laugh at you guys for moaning about it instead of saying Liverpool are right, the referees are bad, as an example. I'm going to go to Sam.